Now our query failed because we had no geospatial index. We need one for the near query here. So how can we add such an index? It's pretty straightforward. Just as with other indexes, we use createIndex to add such an index. And then we add the index on the location field because that is where we store our geodata in this example. Again, if you named that field differently, definitely use your name here, you have to. And then the type of the index is now not 1 or -1. We don't sort it ascending or descending. It's also not text because it's not a text index. It's a special 2D sphere index written like this. Whoop, not like this, like this. 2D sphere in quotation marks. With this, we created a geospatial index on the location field. And now if we repeat that query from before, it does succeed. And we can also print that, and we see that it found this one point. Now, it found this one point, but that doesn't really tell us too much. It's near the location we added. But how is near defined? Well, near doesn't make much sense unless we restrict it. So typically what you would do is, you would not just pass a geometry to near, as we're doing it here, but you would also pass another argument and define a max and maybe also a min distance. Now max distance is simply a value in meters here. So if I define like 30 meters, I should actually not find anything. We can also add the min distance and say it should at least be 10 meters away. So if I add this, I actually don't find anything. And that makes sense because if we have a look at Google Maps, this is the place, the California Academy of Sciences, and this is where we are. And that seems to be a bit further away. We can actually measure the distance by right-clicking onto the map and measuring a distance. And then if I click here, I can measure the distance to the California Academy of Sciences, and it seems to be around 435-36 meters. Let's validate this by repeating the query, and I'll set the max distance to 400. So this still should not suffice, and it does not. Now if I set it to 440, looks like I'm a little bit off with my place, so let's set it to 500, and now we find the place. So now we are within 10 and 500 meters, and therefore we find our favorite place. And this, of course, is a great query because it allows us to find out which places are near us in a certain radius, which, of course, is often a question you want to answer in an application.